What is Toastmasters and what can you expect when going to a Toastmasters club? My name is Jamie, and in this video I'm going to answer those two questions, and hopefully you'll be able to find out if Toastmasters is for you as I share my experiences and what goes on in these clubs. So, what is Toastmasters? To keep it simple in one sentence, Toastmasters is a public speaking club. It's a place where people come together to become more confident, to overcome their fears in public speaking. And the great thing about it is that you get to practice in front of real people instead of in front of a mirror or a bunch of soft toys. It has a wide range of experience at Toastmasters. You'd find beginners and advanced speakers. And it's a great place to network and make some new friends. There's also the opportunity to develop your leadership skills if you decide to help run and organize the club. There are more than 16,000 clubs worldwide in over 140 countries. You're bound to find a club nearby. Clubs can run either monthly, fortnightly, or even weekly, depending on how the club decides to run. And just so that you know, Toastmasters is run by a larger organization called Toastmasters International. I'll include a link in the description below if you want to find more information about Toastmasters. So, what can you expect at a Toastmasters meeting? For me, I remember it took me 4 years before I made the decision to go. And that very night, I remember walking into the Toastmasters club and I got in a bit early and there was a few people there already. We introduced ourselves and they were very friendly and welcoming and I felt very comfortable. As the meeting progressed, I saw so many great speakers that inspired me to become better. And I saw so many value-adding activities and roles that could help develop me as a speaker. And I've been with Toastmasters for about 1.5 years now. At first, it might seem very scary, daunting, and intimidating going to Toastmasters, having to learn the different roles, meet all these people, learn their names. But I promise you, after the first time, it only gets easier from there. What happens in these Toastmaster meetings? As I remember my first night, I saw a piece of paper that was on the table, and it was called the agenda. This agenda listed from start to finish what was going to happen in these meetings and all the different times when these roles and activities happened, which I thought was quite organized and very well managed. So this leads me on to talk about the different roles and activities that happen in Toastmasters. There are 3 main things that happen which I feel like make up the bulk of the Toastmasters meetings. The first one is impromptu speaking, otherwise known as table topics. It's a time for you to think on your feet and also give a response or answer without any preparation. Someone called the table topics master creates a list of questions, reveals one of the questions, and selects a member or person in the meeting to come up and present a 1 to 2 minute response. And as a guest, if it's your first time, you sometimes might even have the opportunity to participate. But if you don't feel like it and if you just want to sit back and relax, no pressure at all. The second thing that happens are speeches. Speeches usually run between 5 and 7 minutes. The speech topics are usually based on the educational program that Toastmaster International provides. The third and most important part of Toastmasters is evaluations. I feel like this is the key ingredient that helps a person become better. And it's the only way. We need to receive feedback. We need to know where we've done well and more importantly, where we could improve. We need to understand where we are and where we can be. And once we realize that, we have the power to change. Both table topics and speeches are evaluated. So that sums up the 3 main sections or 3 main things that happen at Toastmasters. There's also other roles which happen. One of them includes Toastmaster role. Their job is to make sure that the meeting flows smoothly and that presenters are introduced and exited as needed. The next role is the arm and R counter. Their job is to count how many ums and ahs and filler words are used by all the individuals in the night. I remember my first time, I probably had about 50 ums and ahs, but I've come a long way since then. Another role is the grammarian. Their job is to pretty much make sure that people use appropriate grammar and to pick up on any grammatical mistakes so that it can be fixed. And they also sometimes do something called word of the day, where they speak a word or choose a word and we have to try to use it throughout the night, which is an extra challenge. There's also the timer role. Their job is to time the speeches, the evaluations, and the table topics to make sure that we don't go over our time limit and also that we go home on time. So that sums up all the different roles in which happens at Toastmasters. Quick question. If you're thinking of joining Toastmasters, I would love to know the reasons why you want to join. So put your answers in the comment section below. So hopefully you know what Toastmasters is about and what you can expect at a Toastmasters meeting. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It will really let me know that I'm providing you guys value. And if you want to know when the next video is coming up, click the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys around. Bye.